Ready. You're now tuned into the Fight God Show.
It's the Fight Gods. This ain't your normal. Fight hard. This ain't for mortals. Talking boxing, wrestling, and UFC, BKFC, MMA, and WWE. Fight Gods. This ain't your normal. Fight hard. This ain't for mortals. Boxing, wrestling, and UFC, MMA, BKFC, and WWE. If it's a fight, gloves on, fist tape to bare knuckles. The gloves come off when we break down the scuffle. The place to be when you looking for a rumble. We see legacies made and watch foundations crumble. Beat them clean. I ain't the one to mess with. I snap on the beat like I checked the leg kick. Prodigies, who gon' be the next pick? Show the whole world something they can be impressed with. Fight Gods. This ain't your normal. Fight hard. This ain't for mortals. Talking boxing, wrestling, and UFC, BKFC, MMA, and WWE. Fight Gods. This ain't your normal. Fight hard. This ain't for mortals. Boxing, wrestling, and UFC, MMA, BKFC, and WWE.
What up, everybody? I'm in the building, Willie G. I'm here with that dude, BC, right over here beside me. Nico's in the building. Ben the Stash Doucette. We are over here. Just got through Wrestlemania weekend. That was a whole lot of fucking wrestling to watch, fellas, but we got through it somehow. There's some fights this weekend. BC, I'll start with you, man. How's it going, bro?
Everything is good, man. Start of a work week, you know how it is, just life shit.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Last thing I heard, I finally got it to work. I hear you say, "Oh, there's some cats in the field," and Nico's laughing, and then the shit just started working, man. So,
bro, there was a big ass cat in the field.
Shit, man, you gotta be careful. It might be about a bobcat. But Nico, what's up with you, bro?
I said some real off the wall shit before we went live. I don't know if anybody caught it, but I'm definitely not gonna say it on air. I'm trying to still figure out how the hell we went from such a great fucking weekend of wrestling to the worst night ever last night.
God, it was so
That's
bad.
where I'm at right now. How you doing, Ben?
Ben's upset about it too.
You were trying to get me to say the N-word on air is what was happening before we started this.
Even after that, when you said that you saw Chris Benoit come down with his wife and you gonna fast forward it, I was like, nah, you should masturbate.
Oh, God. Terrible.
And we're canceled.
All right, well, tonight's episode was 50 fun.
50 likes and 25 retweets. Ben said
tonight's episode was fun, people. We were the Fight Gods. Keep it real. I don't know what to say. This is it. This is all we had. Maybe Will's gone for good. Maybe Will's gone for good. Is this all we had to do all the
creator of the show is gone. Oh man, we're off the rails right now, yo. They put Vince back in charge. This is what happens when Vince is in the gorilla. This is what happens when Vince is the gorilla, bro. Gomez McMahon.
Vince took his headphones.
Jesus, dude.
Jesus Christ.
We need something at the beginning that's like statements by Nico's do not reflect the thoughts and ideas of the co-host.
We need something. I'll say that. All right. Anyway, we'll get to wrestling here in a few minutes because there was a lot to talk about. Hey, and actually, before we get to the UFC fights this weekend, and no, I didn't watch it. I saw highlights of the main event, and that was it. But I know. I guess some of you guys watched the boxing, the Game Bred boxing the other night.
Some of it.
Thoughts of the event. What was the production like? I mean, because like I said, I saw some highlights. It looked all right, but I mean, what did you guys think of it?
From a production standpoint, it wasn't bad at all.
Okay, good matchups. Bad matchups. How the fuck does Roy Jones Jr. lose to Anthony Pettis? I mean,
fuck, man. Anthony was busier than Roy was, but Roy was landing the cleaner, more effective shots. But Anthony was throwing more punches, I guess, hitting a lot of gloves.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, if you throw that many punches at somebody over 50 years old and you don't lay him down, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, it was just funny to see Roy Jones just kind of literally having fun with it. Like he wasn't too interested in hurting Pettis, but it's just funny to see that like 15 years ago, if he would have fought this Pettis, he would have murdered him. So
he was still pulling off some really slick shit, man.
Yeah, it was. Pettis was definitely busier and just he looked like he was doing more than he was actually doing. But like Nico said, he was hitting a lot of gloves.
All right.
Aldo was pretty good though. There wasn't a whole lot of defense in that last few rounds, but
yeah. Aldo looked really clean. Stevens rallied at the end, I guess. I could see the draw or Aldo only.
Yeah. Okay.
Souza and Belfort was all right. Belfort got off on him though.
You guys see what a big difference steroids makes though, because in the UFC, look, in the stand-up, Jacare was giving Vitor that business. You guys remember that fight? He was fucking Vitor up with the fists in the UFC. Now they're both out of the UFC, roided up, and Vitor can stand with him again. It's kind of crazy. But did Roy Jones Jr. fuck himself over out of a lot of money not fighting Anderson Silva instead of Anthony Pettis?
Maybe now that he lost.
Anderson could have finished him probably.
I'm just saying though, you think that he would have made more money if that was Anderson across the ring from him than Pettis?
Maybe a little more, but they could still run it right. They're both coming off losses, so
that's true. That's not a bad idea. Yeah, I can see that. I mentioned in the group chat, you guys think that we may see Pettis versus Jake Paul at some point?
Okay.
They could do it as a grudge match. You know, Pettis is like Tyron Woodley's like, good buddy, sparring partner, all that shit.
Nah, because I'm gonna be like, he got to fight a boxer. He fought another MMA guy.
I mean,
I'm keeping it real. At the end of the day, I'm still gonna say that.
Right. I mean, but then people are gonna say, yeah, but he's a boxer now because he beat Roy Jones.
He lost to a boxer though, but Jake Paul lost to a boxer.
Right.
That's gonna be my argument every time.
Jake Paul knocked the boxer down though.
Soft.
Do you guys think that Jake Paul's
next fight? Right. It was right. The boxer was soft because it was a jab that he hit him with. It still knocked him down. It's crazy, right? Good technique. Good technique.
In all seriousness, no. Do you guys think that his next fight will be a rematch, or you think he'll fight somebody between those two fights? I mean, I'm sure he'll fight Tommy Fury again, but you think he'll have another fight before that?
I would try and do the immediate rematch with Tommy Fury. I wouldn't do anything in between.
Yeah. Okay.
If he's confident, I mean, if he's gonna do somebody else besides him, and he's gonna revert back to somebody who's a non-boxer, he's gonna look like a pussy.
Right.
He's gonna look like he can't handle boxers.
You gotta re-up. He'll just start calling out Roy Jones Jr.
Maybe.
I'll fight Roy. Give me Roy. That's what's up. What were you gonna say, Ben? I saw you kind of like.
I just think that he'll try to fight somebody else, but that doesn't necessarily mean he won't try to fight a boxer. Like I don't know who he would fight if he wasn't gonna fight if it wasn't Fury. Like I don't know who he would fight because, like Nico said, you can't go backwards really. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
you can't take a back step and fight somebody who's not a boxer. So
right. One other question, and I wasn't planning on talking about this, but it just kind of popped into my head, so I want to get everybody's thoughts on it. Ben, this question applies to you. What do you think of Tim Sylvia doing the Slap Fight League?
Oh man,
because isn't he like the most famous fighter from Maine?
Right? Yeah, either. I mean, he's probably the most successful, but I would say the most well-known or the most famous is Marcus Davis. Like, everybody knows Marcus Davis. Like, the Irish Paint Grenade, you know what I mean? He headlined a show over in Ireland and shit, so, like...
Yeah. He's the trainer at a gym in Raleigh now.
And he's, like, one of the coolest, most genuine human beings I've ever met in my entire life. He's honestly a good person. So I wish nothing but the best for Marcus. He's, like, really one of the coolest dudes I've ever met. But yeah, Tim Sylvia was a heavyweight champion, so you know, I mean, he's like one of the most successful athletes from this area, fucking probably ever. D'Lo Brown went to college like 10 minutes from me though, which is a side note anyway.
Nice.
But yeah, him doing power slap is not what you want at
That's
all.
not the move.
A dude who's in his 50s who had problems with his chin and his brain.
See, I
10
thought you was
years
about
ago.
to get crazy. I thought he was like, it's not what you want. Like, Tim was going to do some damage out there. That nigga get his head smacked off.
Yeah, he's
What
gonna.
you want?
It's not good for him. I don't see that.
He's
Unless he slaps first, he's going to sleep. You know what I mean? Like, there's a chance that he still carries some power because you know what I mean. Yeah, being an athlete, like, what do they usually say? Power is the last thing to go, right? So, like, maybe he's still got some power because he used to knock people out at heavyweight. But if he gets slapped first, he's not standing straight anymore. So we'll see what happens, I guess.
Could we get the 5th Arlovsky versus Sylvia fight there? Because then they fight 4 times.
Not if Arlovsky keeps winning in the UFC, bro.
Yeah.
Doing all right.
They fought 3 times, as far as I know. I don't know. Oh yeah, no, they did. You're right. They did fight 4 times because they fought like in some random promotion somewhere. You're right about that.
And something weird happened, right? I can't even remember, but
it was like a DQ or a draw, or not a draw, but like a no contest or something crazy.
Yeah. Yep. All right.
That was the same fight that they started making now, right?
I don't know about that. BC, nothing, man.
That's not one that I've ever seen. I've never seen that before. We've been live for 11 minutes and 36 seconds, and Nico's already said masturbate and making out. So I don't even know what's happening anymore.
Hey, Terry Howard said Nico is going to be a boxer on July 1st, and yo, my brothers. What's up, Terry?
I'm putting hands on somebody.
I don't know why the comments aren't showing up, but I'm keeping my phone on so I can see them. Did this just
keep them knees locked.
Man, I thought it was just me. I felt left out when you said that.
What?
I can't see them shits either. I thought you could see them, and I couldn't.
Nah, I can't. I can only see them on Facebook for some reason. But like I said, I'm keeping my phone open so that if it happens. But BC, you ain't got nothing to say about Tim Sylvia slap boxing.
Well, what else is there to say? You're getting slapped straight to sleep. Send that man to the shadow realm. Get him the fuck out of here. He's too old to be out here slapping people and getting slapped, for that matter.
Slap boxing makes it sound even more legit. I don't know if I like that.
Who the fuck is catching Tim Sylvia? Who's catching Tim Sylvia when he collapses to the ground?
Facts.
Who's catching 400-pound Tim Sylvia? I want to know that.
Get like a crash.
There's one dude trying to catch him. I'll give him credit though. They usually do a pretty good job catching those dudes.
Yeah, but Tim Sylvia's 400 pounds.
Yeah, I know. Facts.
I got that dog.
4 dudes back there.
Yeah, they just need the crash pads from NXT.
Or probably Rampage Jackson and Bob Sapp.
Oh, Rampage Jackson and Bob
Just have
Sapp.
Rampage and Bob Sapp sign me body catching.
Who's that heavyweight boxer there? Was it Ray Mercer? Does that sound right? He knocked out Tim Sylvia, for Christ's sake.
In like a few seconds.
Yeah, like goddamn.
All right, so let's talk about the
Mercer
fight.
was a murderer though.
Oh, he used to be.
Yeah.
Ray Mercer was good, man. But let's talk about these fights this upcoming weekend. The main prelim fight is Chris Curtis versus Kelvin Gastelum. We'll just go straight down the line. Ben, I'll start with you and we'll work our way back to me. Who you got in this fight, man?
I'm going to pick Chris Curtis. I think that the reason he lost to Jack Hermanson was because he had to chase him, and he's not used to fighting a guy that you have to chase. He's used to guys that bring it forward, and Gastelum's a bring it forward kind of guy. I think Gastelum's mental game has never been where it needs to be as far as his physical game goes, excuse me. And he doesn't always take training and shit seriously. It's been a little while since we've seen him. He's been on a bit of a skid. And I think Chris Curtis is hungry enough to prove something. And I think he's going to pick up a decision over Gastelum.
All right. What about you, Nico?
I'm going with Kelvin.
All right. BC, what you got?
I think it's going to be a toe-to-toe affair. And in that game, I'm going to take Curtis. I think Curtis is going to be a sharper fighter. Gastelum is hittable. He's not like the big powerhouse of his division. But if he gets on something wild, that might be his only chance in there. Besides that, I got Curtis too. Maybe by knockout. He might be the first one to sit him down.
Maybe. All right. Yeah, I'm going with Kelvin also. But it's kind of just one of those I had a hard time picking on that one. But I don't know. I just have a feeling about that. But I'm definitely not confident. I wouldn't have been confident if I picked Chris, and I wouldn't be confident picking Gastelum. But
that's the thing, right? It's literally like a 50-50 shot, and it's not a disrespect on either guy. It's just because both guys fight such similar, grimy, in your face, pushing forward. They both can grapple. Kelvin sometimes even is too lazy of a grappler. You saw that in his fight with Hermanson. Like, he let himself get caught in that heel hook and stuff like that. And so this fight's going to be good, and it's going to be these dudes going at it, and it should be a hell of a prelim fight.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. All right. The first fight on the main card is Raul Rosas Jr. versus Christian Rodriguez. I guess I'll go first. I went last in the last one. I'm going to go with Rojas Jr. We kind of alluded to that before we came on the air. He's got a big head. It's kind of funny. His picture looks like an alien. Like his like I'm just being honest. I mean, shit. His like profile picture, I was looking at it earlier.
It looks like Squidward's house, bro, from SpongeBob.
I guess a little bit. BC, what do you think about this fight, man?
I mean, there's not much that the opponent could really do against Rojas at this point. I think he's a up and coming star. Got the strongest chin in the UFC. I got Rojas winning by a chin.
Hey, BC, hold on, man. It's not that his chin is that strong, man. You do realize that, right? It's his neck from holding up that big ass head. That's where the strength really is, bro. I'll just fuck with you. Go ahead, Nico. What you got, man?
I'm going with Clef the Boy Chin Rojas.
All right. Benjamin.
If I'm being honest with you, I don't know. Like, this is a weird one for me. I don't know really anything about either of these guys. I didn't watch Rosas on The Contender. I didn't see his debut fight. But I know that the UFC is hyped on him, and you wouldn't give him somebody that he can't beat. So I feel like there's no choice other than Rosas. And if he loses, then God damn it, the UFC fucked up big time. So that's...
Rodriguez, the thing about him when I was, like looking through his record and stuff, the one impressive thing is that he's got a couple different submissions, including Anaconda choke. And then he's also got knockouts too, which is kind of crazy. Like, all of his wins are basically by knockout or submission. I think he's got one decision, and he's 8-1. So that's kind of impressive, but I don't know. I kind of feel like they shouldn't have put these two together, to be honest with you, because you're kind of fucking one of them over one way or the other. His one loss in the UFC was against Jonathan Pierce. I know you know him, Ben.
JSP.
Yep. So, all right, let's see what's next on the card. Oh, Kevin Holland versus Santiago Ponzinibbio. Didn't we just see Ponzinibbio fight recently?
I feel like we did.
It wasn't too long ago that he beat
Morano. December.
Somebody that I picked to beat him, and I was wrong.
It was Alex Morano. Yeah. That was in December. So I guess it hasn't been that. I don't know why. This year is flying by. I can't believe it's April. So it was 4 months ago, but it feels like it was like a few weeks ago, honestly. But I don't know. Nico, you haven't started yet. What do you feel about Kevin Holland versus Santiago Ponzinibbio?
I'm going with Big Mouth.
All right. Ben, what you think?
This one, This one was a tough one too because I feel like the loss to Wonder Boy made Holland a way better fighter. Just spending all that time in there with him, but it showed that he's really hittable. And if there's one thing you don't want to be against Santiago Ponzinibbio, it's hittable. Because that dude will put your lights out. And I think the grappling exchanges, if they ever make it there, will be really exciting and fun. But I think that Holland is a little too hittable, and Ponzinibbio will put him out.
All right. BC?
I think Holland needs a statement win. He's got to, so to speak, give Pons the Las Manos.
100%.
Because if he don't, he's gonna go to sleep tonight. And then, I mean, after you other losses, decision losses, submission losses, then you get knocked out. That might not be too good. Might be on his way to Bellator.
All right. You going with Holland?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going with Holland too. But this is another one that I had a hard time with. And Ben, the only reason that I'm picking Holland, and you remember I picked Ponzinibbio when he beat Morano. The only reason I'm picking Holland is because I think that there's going to be a big discrepancy in speed. Ponzinibbio just looks slow to me in that fight.
Heavy.
He's heavy and he's older, so you're right about that.
Yeah. Nico, I got the best drink on earth, man.
Yo,
McDonald's Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola.
The McDonald's Coke is the best in the world.
Coca-Cola, bro.
You started cutting weight yet, right?
Yeah, I'm off all fast foods again.
Yeah.
I might be off fast foods for life, bro.
You're cutting weight for July already?
I'm cutting fast food out of my life for life, bro.
Are you? Okay.
I feel like I am, man.
That's what's up.
Julia's been giving me shit about eating clean and being old, so I'm gonna clean up my diet, and then I'm gonna go back out to St. Louis. I'm gonna smack him in that baldy.
You said being old?
Caesar salads.
Huh?
Being old?
Yeah, man. He said I'm old, bro.
What? How old are you? Like
32,
shit.
man.
No, get out of town, bro.
32. It's a young man's game.
Get the fuck out of town. I would have guessed you want a day over 26, bro. No, don't joke.
Everybody, whenever I'm in the gym, man, everybody think I'm the youngest one in the room.
That's what I would have thought, dude. You the way you move is not that of a 32-year-old man.
But I'm not, and I could tell from that torn hamstring. Like I gotta warm up and shit now. I gotta actually stretch and shit before I work out. This shit is fucking crazy.
It's crazy. He's half black,
and
man.
I gotta get fast black don't crack. And I gotta get into
Thank
that.
God for that, or shit, he'd be retiring right about
I
now.
gotta get up on that nutrition, bro. Y'all know martial arts years like dog years, man. I've been at this shit since 3 years old. It's wild, bro.
Nico Buttons over there.
Fuck off.
Nico, I'm saying you're aging the other way, man.
No, I thought you was calling me Joe Button.
No, Benjamin Button.
Not Buttons, Benjamin Button.
I'm sitting over here barefoot and cross-legged right now, so I really feel like him too.
Okay. Nico said he's gonna be 32 forever, like Pharrell.
Yo, he said he take cold showers every morning, bro.
Fuck that, man. That sounds miserable.
It's not the worst, bro. I'm actually a fan of like lukewarm showers.
That ain't a cold shower.
You're right. It's not freezing cold, but like one step above.
I spent too many years with my ex wrapped in the cold embrace of death. I need the shower to be like hot like the fires of fucking hell, bro.
Oh my god. Yo. Next fight.
Next fight. All right, next fight is Rob Font versus Adrian Yanez. And I haven't gone first in a while, so I guess I'll go ahead and go. I'm going to go with this was another hard one, man.
Adrian Yanez.
I didn't really want to pick.
You're going to go with
Rob Font. I'm picking Font, but I didn't really want to.
You want to pick Yanez, then?
Who, me?
That's because you want to pick Yanez.
No, I didn't really want to pick either one, man.
Adrian Yanez.
It's like
somebody got to win, though.
I know. I think it's going to be Rob Font. I'm going with Rob Font.
Yo,
I got
Adrian.
Yanez. Every time I pick Rob Font, he lets me down. I'm not doing it. We're not doing this. If he wins, good for him.
I feel you. I mean, shit. Rob Font is good, man, but he's had like a little bit of a skid. Before that, he was doing great though, man. I mean, he won.
Who's he lost to in his?
Whoa.
BC sounding like R2D2 right now.
Blah, 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 blah.
All right.
So
I have no idea
who
what
has he lost to during his skid? You know?
Yeah, I got it pulled up. It's he's lost 2 fights in a row. He lost to Jose Aldo and Marlon Vera.
So this was the hardest fight for me to pick because Yanez is on tear. But Rob Font is one of the best guys in that division for a reason. If you remember, he's the same guy that outlanded Cheeto. And that fight with Aldo was real close.
Right. And before that, he beat the crap out of Cody Garbrandt.
I mean, whatever about that. So, I mean,
Cody was still doing pretty good.
No offense to that, but at that point, Garbrandt was,
No, that was 2 years ago. Garbrandt was still a household name.
Yeah, until he watched it. I mean, man, his movement shit is weird now, so he doesn't get hit. But I understand.
Now he's fighting janitors.
Yeah, now I understand it though. He doesn't want to get hit. But I'm going to pick Rob Font as well because I just think that he's maybe a step too far for Yanez right away. So I'm going to pick Font as well. I think he's tough as nails, and I think he can survive.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I didn't like that was a hard one for me. Every fight so far has been hard for me to pick. The main 2 fights, I had a little bit easier time, honestly. But all right. BC.
I think Nez is the better boxer. I think he can rob.
Blah, 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 blah.
BC, you're breaking up, bro.
I can't. Nothing to do.
That is crazy.
He's mean mugging you now, Nico.
Because I'm just thinking about how wild it would be if we had a robot as a special guest.
Right.
All right, BC, what'd you say? You said Yanez is a better boxer?
Yanez is a better boxer. I feel like Rob's hittable.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I can see that. I definitely agree. All right, BC, what do you think of the co-main event? You got Gilbert Burns versus Jorge Masvidal.
I got Gilbert Burns.
All right.
I feel like if they equal on the feet, Burns is stronger and he can grapple better. I'm gonna go with Burns.
All right.
I think this is gonna be the first fight that we see Masvidal miss a step. Masvidal is getting older. Gilbert is still gonna look like Gilbert, hungry, aggressive. Masvidal is gonna just look a step behind where we normally see him. That's what I think.
What's up, Ben? You look like you got an opinion on this. What's up, man?
I'll go last.
You go last? All right.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and say that I think Gilbert Burns' chin is fucking granite, and I think that he's going to put Masvidal to sleep within 2. And I think that basically, I think that these guys are starting to see that they can lure a Masvidal into a brawl. They can lure him into these exchanges, and I think the first exchange that really happens, he's going to get knocked out. What's up, Ben? Go ahead. Look at Ben. He's over there saying no. What's up, man?
You think you're slick, Ben? You think you're slick? You're the devil's advocate.
I'm not saying no to you guys. I'm saying no because I can't believe what I'm about to say.
You know what you're gonna say.
You think that Masvidal gonna put George to sleep is crazy.
Thanks.
I think that Masvidal is putting Gilbert to sleep. I think Gilbert's going night night. I think that he's going to be overconfident in what he can do and what he's up against. And I think that if anybody in that division can test a chin, it's Masvidal. Usman put Gilbert to sleep. And I think that we've seen it before. You can draw Gilbert into these firefights that he doesn't necessarily want to be in. And you don't want to do that with a guy that hits as hard as Jorge does.
Jorge ain't been fighting in forever.
And who has more to prove right now than Jorge does? Like that shit with Colby
Nah,
and
he got the
Bro,
game
I
bred
can't believe I'm saying this. Don't
boxing.
talk to me like this. Don't
He's
talk
a
to me like this.
businessman. Like he got a game bred boxing. He got to do other shit.
Don't do this to me, bro.
He
Don't
got
do
the
this to me.
Moscow. He got Reposado. He doing all
Don't
this
do
other
this to me
shit,
because
bro.
you know what would happen if he finishes Gilbert in the first round of this
Bro,
fight.
look, he coming out there with
Colby Covington doesn't fucking matter.
he
And
coming out there with the belly hanging over the shorts. That
they're
nigga gonna be missing a step.
immediately booking Leon versus fucking Jorge if Jorge finishes this fight.
You remember
I
Damon
agree with
fighting
that.
the Great White Hype?
Stop it! Don't talk me out of this. I'm getting my mind.
I love that movie, Nico. That's
That's
a
a
great movie.
classic, bro. I might watch that shit tonight.
One of my
What
favorites.
should I watch? Should I watch the Great White Hype, Shane, or Major Pain? What should I watch?
Oh, Major Pain, bro.
Shane was good though.
Did you say? Oh, you said a low down dirty Shame?
Yes.
That's a good movie.
No, I watched
Shame
mind.
is
Out of those
crazy.
three, though, I watched the Great
Shame
White
is
Hype.
so good.
I've never seen Great White Hype.
Bro, he's like, it was like kind of like I was fighting my sister out there.
Yes.
Best line in the movie, man. He said, "You trying to embarrass me on TV? What the fuck, bro?" Great movie, man. I love the man, Mr. Roper, Mr. Roper, Mr. Roper.
Mr. Roper.
He's got that song. Remember, he's like playing the guitar and he's like singing about him.
Yes.
Bro,
shit.
How hilarious was Jamie Foxx in that movie, man? Bro,
Jamie
he was so
great,
funny. He
bro.
was scared of everything. Like he would like jump and twitch.
Jamie
and
was
shit.
fantastic, bro. One of my favorite movies, Jamie Foxx's Booty Call.
Oh hell yeah, Booty Call is great, man.
Booty Call classic. Tommy Davidson is hilarious.
Yeah, great movie, man. All right, now we got the main event. The rematch. Alex Pereira versus Israel Adesanya. Who wants to go first?
Izzy, baby. Izzy,
Go
baby.
Izzy?
Yes. Let's go.
I'm going with Izzy too. That's three of us. BC, who you going with, man?
I'm gonna pick Izzy too, but if you notice, when I grab my braids, I'm lying. So I'm gonna go with Alex.
Alex, all right.
Not when you grab the braids.
Brother, you always lying then. You always lying then. I can't trust anything you say now. I can't trust anything you say now. You always messing with them.
Shit, I'm about to start using that.
The co-main and main were a lot easier for me to pick than the rest of the card. Only thing is that like it'd be hard for me to pick Alex only because I felt like Izzy dominated that entire fight till he got knocked out. Like
100%.
That round, yeah, that he definitely got knocked out and lost that round, whatever. But man, up to that point, he was doing great. I just don't see him making the same mistake again.
The thing about that though, I feel like Alex can turn it on when he wants to, and that's what he did. He was just stalking him, getting hit, and then he found his moment and he took it.
One of the guys from my gym who I spar with, he's moved from Volk's camp over to Izzy's camp, and I know for sure Izzy's getting hella wrestling in right now.
Yeah, you said Izzy went to Volk's camp, right? Yeah.
Yes, bro.
So Pereira has bad wrestling?
Pereira has like no wrestling. Well,
he don't have nothing. I mean, it's not the same level. It's levels to this shit.
Yeah. I mean, I will say that Alex trains with some good wrestlers. I don't think he has as good a wrestling as Izzy. Definitely not because of years of experience and stuff like that. But he does have good training partners for that. But that's kind of yet to be seen. We haven't really seen him do too much grappling. But I think that Alex loses and goes right up to light heavyweight immediately.
I think that's why he'll lose. I think that he's already mentally a light heavyweight. I think that's what he wants to do. Glover just retired. That kind of power that he has would translate so perfectly to light heavyweight. And I think that he's kind of already like, if he beats Izzy, that would be his next step anyway. I don't think he'd defend the belt another time anyways. So I think now's the perfect time for Izzy to prove that he's still hungry. Because if Izzy loses, then what?
Yeah, I mean, that's true too.
I don't think it diminishes him. I think it's the same deal with like Wilder and Fury. If somebody just got your number, he's got your number, it's your kryptonite. Nothing you can do about it.
No.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, but let's just say, for instance, Izzy loses to Alex, and then Alex immediately jumps up. Then what? Like, sure, you'd book Izzy in an immediate match for the title, but he's lost 2 in a row. So, like, I know he's still Izzy, but like the legitimacy of a title run because the guy that beat you, it was like the same thing with DC.
They wouldn't be able to do it. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he ran away, and that's why.
Bear.
You know what I mean? It would be the same exact. No
right.
disrespect to anybody that fights or whatever, but like DC, it would be the same thing. Like, Izzy winning the title again, what would it really mean?
Right. They
It's
wouldn't
funny.
be able to do it. What were you
It's funny.
saying?
It's funny that Joe Bear wrote that because I was literally thinking while Ben was speaking. If I'm Alex, I'll fuck around and miss weight on purpose if I know I'm going 205 after this shit, man. You ain't gonna catch me on the worst weight cut of my life and put my ass to sleep on some bullshit right now. I'll fuck around and miss weight on purpose. Is he still gonna fight me?
Yeah, right. And Izzy would take the opportunity to be the only one that wins the title, and Alex wouldn't give a hell if he's going up anyway.
You know what I mean? Because that weight cut he go through is brutal. That motherfucker looked crazy during his weight cut.
He looks like 145 Connor. Like, he's real drawn out during his weight cut. So
I know this is gonna sound crazy, but with Alex being like, what is he? He's like 6'4", is that right? He's 6'4" or 6'5". It's not out of the realm of possibility within 2 years for him to be at heavyweight fighting Jones. I mean, they're the same height, and he's way more fucking jacked than John Jones is.
Yeah, but would they ever book would Alex be able to get good enough at wrestling or grappling in 2 years for that to work out?
I mean, shit.
Fuck
I don't think Santos.
Fuck no, Will.
I'm just saying. I don't think Santos was a very good grappler, and he did pretty good with Jones. I mean,
yeah, but if you believe, I'm not arguing. If you believe, like, you know, that Jones was just kind of like whatever about it, you know what I mean, and it wasn't the best John Jones that showed up, then, you know, I mean, that what was it that he was quoted saying that he fought like 70% or some shit? I don't know. I just don't think Alex would ever be able to handle.
I'm not saying he'd beat him, but
maybe.
I mean, what's a bigger fight than that, really? Like, if you look down the road,
a big fight would potentially be. I mean, no disrespect to Jamal, but dude, if the UFC had its way, Yuri would win his title back in his first match, right? You know, against Jamal. How awesome! I mean, who would win in a fight between Alex and Yuri? Like, if you had to choose, like, you know,
bro, it's an amazing fight. I'd love to see it.
Yeah, so that one's a really good fight, actually. Yuri and Alex is a good fight.
Let's just say hypothetically, you know, like Alex loses to Izzy. There would be no disrespect on him for losing to a guy that he's beaten 3 times, and, you know, everything that Alex has accomplished in his short career. That you could justify a title fight fairly quickly at 205 for him. You know what I mean? Fairly quickly.
Jamal Hill up too.
Speaking of 205, by the way, did you guys hear that they randomly?
What?
I said Alex will fuck Jamal Hill up. Alex Pereira, I'll say it right now, he will fuck Jamal Hill up.
That's a good fight too, bro.
It's a good fight
because it's 2 totally different striking styles.
Bro,
Jamal's all about that finesse and like the pile up punches, while Alex is the opposite. So
I can't just go
up,
bro.
I'll say it. I'm saying it. I said it. It's out there. I can't take it back, Nico.
I'm inclined. I can't say fuck him up, but I'm inclined to agree that he might win that fight just because Glover's so much older than Alex, and Jamal had his hands full there.
Yes, and
I think it would be a good fight. But I think it'd be a good fight.
But did you guys hear that? So it was the main event. I don't know if it was this week or next week or whatever, but it was supposed to be Anthony Smith versus Johnny Walker, and then they made the main event of that event Jairzinho Rosenstruik versus Jolton Almeida instead. They just took the main event away from Johnny Walker and Anthony Smith. They were like, nah, you're not the main event anymore. Fuck that.
But they're not on the card at all, or are they
No,
on
it's
the card
still on the card. It's just the co-main event. It's not the main event anymore.
Hey,
Bruh.
one of those guys might have just said, "Hey, I can't do 5 rounds, man." You know,
That wouldn't be good for them. I mean, both of them. I mean, it would have been Johnny Walker that couldn't do 5 rounds. Anthony Smith's Anthony Smith. You know what I mean? So
right.
Facts.
But there's probably a reason it got switched, though. That's all I'm saying. I mean,
because Almeida's 4-0 in the heavyweight division with 4 finishes.
Is that what it is? They need a contender.
I mean, yeah, and Rosenstruik typically either gets knocked out or knocks somebody out. So it's just more guaranteed fireworks, I think.
Yeah. Hey, did you? I know Ben saw it. Did you guys see that graphic that I sent to you? It showed the odds of who would cross over from the UFC to WWE, and Derek Lewis was at the top of the list. They said he's the odds-on favorites to switch over.
Love it.
4-1.
Follow Ronda Rousey, dude.
Chill out. That's she a mother now. Nah, she a mother now. He can't talk like that about her no more.
He said she still got a fine ass.
Fuck that. He cannot talk about her like that no more.
I'm gonna read you the list, like from top to bottom of the not top to bottom, but I'll read you in order who they say is the most likely to cross over now that it's owned by the same company. Derek Lewis, number 1. Tai Tuivasa, number 2. Molly McCann, number 3. That was kind of surprising to me, but she does talk shit. She's pretty flamboyant and stuff like that, so I can see it. Patty Pimblett, number 4.
Boom.
Conor McGregor, number 5.
Conor will go.
I think Conor will. Dustin Poirier, number 6.
No.
Kamaru Usman, number 7.
Yes.
Amanda Nunes, number 8. I couldn't see that at all.
No.
Khamzat Chimaev, number 9. And Holly Holm, number 10. I couldn't see Holly.
No, that's a shitty list. I feel like I could make a better list easy. I can't believe they're missing Julian Marquez is not on that list. He's a great fucking promo. Fucking who else?
Is he on here? No, he's not.
Colby Covington would be great if you could clean him up a little bit, especially with that Make America Great Again shit. He'd be a fantastic heel.
Bro, he'd bring back Zeb Coulter.
Yeah, hell yeah. Zeb Coulter. Yes, Colby Covington and get Jack Swagger back.
Get Jack Swagger back, yep.
And tell him leave that fucking Kangol over at AEW.
Oh, God, the terrible hat.
I like this hat. Fucking idiot.
That's hilarious. Anyway, but yeah, I just thought it was kind of funny that site is actually taking bets.
How's Sean O'Malley not on that list of people who could cross over?
Yeah, he's not on there, I don't think. Let's see.
Sean O'Malley and fucking Riddle is a 420 promo, just a walking 420 promo.
Yeah, I mean that. I don't know why they put Holly Holm on here though. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, that's stupid. Over Michelle Watterson, stop it.
Right. That's
true. Rose or something.
Yeah, I definitely.
Michelle would be like, she'd be a good performer in ring though. Like technique wise, she would be fucking phenomenal.
Right. I definitely think they're gonna get Daniel Cormier doing some commentating. I mean, you saw him. He was front row this weekend.
He's about to get a spot, bro. A spot is coming from DC, man.
I think so. I think it'll be on NXT though.
It'll be on NXT. I think.
Did you see the picture of him face to face with Omos?
I didn't. No.
Oh my gosh, bro. Oh my gosh, that's the good. Omos like devours him. It's crazy.
Yeah, sure.
If
DC Gabe Stevenson.
Bro, look, if Omos and DC did the 69, DC could lick his navel.
Get the fuck out of here. Hey, this dude John Andrade said, Brandon, you gonna talk?
No.
All right. All right. First of all, let's talk about WrestleMania. And the fact that BC only got, 2 matches wrong on the entire event? 14 matches, he got 12 of them right. Is that right?
You're right. You're correct, sir.
Was it 14 matches, though, or was it more?
13 or 14, yeah.
Yeah. BC, hell of a...
so fucking casual, man.
Hell of a pick, man. You had a great week. I had 4 wrong. Nico, I have no idea how many you got wrong or right because you changed your pick so many times that I was like, I don't even
Stop
know.
running with that
don't-
fucking narrative.
He didn't do
Stop.
well. Let's just say that.
No, stop
8
running
times.
with that narrative, though.
That's the
Stop running
narrative,
with
though.
that narrative. I did not change my pick 8 times. That's bullshit. I changed my pick 3 times out of fucking like 14 matches, and I did that shit on the fly. It was our first fucking first go. It wasn't like we got 3 matches in advance. I was like, nah. By the way, while we're on the topic, cut that bullshit narrative out.
You know, it really fucked me up, though. Look, what fucked me up was that I got 2 out of the first 3 matches on the first night wrong, and I'm like, oh fuck, I'm doing horrible on these picks. But then it started to even out a little bit.
I did better on night 2 than I did on night 1. That's for damn sure.
I think we
I
all
was
did.
confident in all my picks, but what I didn't see coming was that stale ass people's elbow.
Not that and fuck Bad Bunny.
I give him credit for being on the. He probably didn't want to fuck his shoes up or something.
No,
but the pitch.
You got to give him credit just for doing that shit on the fly, man.
Yeah.
A lot of other celebrities that were in that position would not do what Snoop did. They would have just stayed on the outside, fucking bitch made. Snoop got in there and made something happen. It was ugly as fuck. Those punches were stiff as fuck. I know he caught Miz a little bit on those.
Especially the second one.
That
they
fucking
good,
people's elbow.
That people's
elbow was god awful. Do you think that Snoop was gonna have a spot with getting physical with the Miz already?
No.
And it just had to go sooner?
No, I don't
No.
But do you think they talked about it in the back in case something, just in case?
No.
I don't think so either.
No, I don't mean like the whole spot, but at least like, bro, in case this happens, I mean, just be ready.
The way Triple H was talking about it in the post-fight presser made it seem like Snoop just took it on himself, went in there and did it.
Yeah.
So,
but I don't know.
I don't know, man. I don't think they planned for it. I think they think Shane was gonna have that good match, and Shane honestly did look good, man. The bunnies was still there, bro.
He looked so good, and then he didn't.
Yeah, man. The McMahon squads are legendary. That's facts, bro. Hey,
bro,
man, even if Vince is gonna bust his chops, man, at least I ain't tear 2. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. If I'm Shane, at least I ain't tear 2 of them things, boy. And I was, hey, look, I was leapfrogging, my boy. You was hopping in the ring. You was just getting in. I was leapfrogging.
That's the wrong argument, Nico. Fuck that, man.
Bro,
You're gonna argue with your dad about it. You're gonna say, look, you did that shit at the Royal Rumble. At least I was at WrestleMania, man. At least the world was watching. It was the real show.
Facts.
You just on like, the number 2 show of the year.
Yeah, you're right.
But I'll be honest with you guys. I liked WrestleMania. I know like there was like a mixed bag. There were a couple matches that weren't great. Man, we were sitting there, and that first 5 minutes of the Charlotte and Rhea match were not that good. It was like, this is like very robotic.
Why did you say it wasn't good though?
It was just like
it just didn't flow together.
Yeah, I didn't think it did. And then I messaged that to you guys, and somebody else said like they're real stiff. And then all of a sudden the match became like amazing.
I said stiff, but I didn't mean like that. I thought they were just letting into each other hard.
It just the start
and it did get that way. It did get stiff in the good way, where like they were beating each other up. But it seemed like the first 5 minutes were not cohesive or so.
I also said that I was getting like Drew Sheamus vibes from them, the way that they were going at each other. But I thought it was a fantastic match. I think that wound up being a match of WrestleMania, honestly.
It was definitely one of the best matches. But like I said, just the beginning, I don't know why. I need to watch it again. But the first like few minutes just seemed like, I don't know. It just didn't seem like they were doing great together. And I was like, oh, this is terrible. And then it was like all of a sudden, like just like the light turned on, and it was like, damn, they're doing fucking great. Like, I mean, sometimes you got to build up a little bit.
I actually agree.
Yeah. BC, what did you think?
You could tell both of the wrestlers had like a lot of pride in that shit. Soon as it was over, even Charlotte in her loss, she looked like she was like, yo, that's instant classic.
Yeah, instant classic.
I mean, it's always Charlotte, though, isn't it? Like, I feel like that's always the common denominator in most of these matches.
She's the fucking GOAT.
She's always one half of these fucking or 1/3 or 1/4 of these super phenomenal fucking matches. She elevates people in that she's in matches with, and it's just it's crazy how good she is.
She can sell her ass off, and she can do spots that most other women can't do.
It's just crazy.
For sure.
Like, people like to shit on her or whatever for all the time she's won the belt, but I mean, who else but her? Like, she's the perfect one to pass these titles off to these other people. You know what I mean? Like, she's just that fucking good.
Yep.
Oh yeah, definitely. Did you guys see that she's like entering in some bodybuilding contest or something?
I did.
Makes sense.
That's what she's gonna do over like the next few months. She's entering some kind of bodybuilding competition.
I can see that.
But
Skeletor.
BC, what did you think was the best match of the whole weekend?
The tag team match, the Usos and KO Mania.
All right, Nico, you thought it was the women?
I think it was the women. I'm torn. I'm torn between three. I'm torn between the women. I'm torn between the 4-way tag, and I'm torn between Roman and Cody.
All
That
right.
4-way tag match was so nasty.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah. Ben, what do you think was the best match of the weekend?
Drew, Sheamus, and Gunther was fucking
Phenomenal.
so
No.
good. It told a good story. I mean, I picked Sheamus because I thought it would be a great way to tell that story, to let him. He was so over at WrestleMania. Like, he was so over when he did his like taunt to the crowd and on the hard cam side, and you see that whole section of people from top to bottom just fucking losing their shit. I was like positive he was gonna win.
Recency bias, but probably of the past decade, best Intercontinental Championship match.
Right, if you go back and see what he did throughout his career, winning the Royal Rumble and winning the belt and winning the tag belts and being one of the best tag teams in years with him and Cesaro. Those guys were so good when they were the bar. Like, I just thought for sure that he'd win, but any of those guys winning was perfect. Like, they all had legitimate claims to win that belt, and I just thought the match was really good from start to finish.
Right. I'll tell you guys, I honestly like the main event the best. I like Roman and Cody, but that wasn't my favorite match. And I'll tell you, my favorite match,
I already know,
was Ray versus Dominic Mysterio, and I'm going to tell you why. Because I didn't expect it to be that good. I didn't expect it to be what it was.
Oh, it was so good.
I thought it was going to be like an okay match, and I'm watching. I'm like, damn, they really fucking brought it, man.
They worked together forever.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say because of the entrances, it was the best match. Because I mean, that's pretty good. Those were pretty good.
I didn't expect. I just the entrances were awesome,
bro.
And also,
I wish I could be fucking 20-something right now while my dad was 40-something, and we could do a self-defense routine. Like, it would be the most fire shit on earth.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense.
You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. That shit was so good. The power bomb into the turnbuckle.
Man, everything on there was great.
Fire,
man, honestly.
I don't know where my dad is.
What's that?
Nothing. I'm just being stupid, bro.
What's your favorite spot of Mania?
You're asking me what was my favorite spot of Mania?
Everybody. Favorite spot. Favorite bump.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Will. Sorry, man.
No, I was gonna say there was just some crazy stuff during the Hell in a Cell match. Like that one that busted open Finn Balor was kind of crazy.
The ladder.
Man. Yeah, like that was pretty nasty. Logan Paul and Seth, they had some real good spots too, man. Like, bro, it was a very strong Mania. I just hate, Ben,
favorite spot, baby.
That hesitation shooting star press from Ricochet outside of the ring where he just fucking hovered and then at the last minute flipped himself up. Insanity, bro. And then the frog splash on the knees to finish the match. That was the craziest 3 minutes of wrestling I've seen in a long. It was fucking nuts. It was crazy. And I picked Ricochet, and he still was the MVP of that match, in my opinion, even though they didn't win. It was fucking such a good match.
What was the best spot of the weekend, BC?
I don't even have one. I'm trying to think of one. I'm fucking stuck on so many different moments.
Yeah. BC says 14-2 or 13-2 or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
I got two of them that rain out in my mind for some reason. I like when Dawkins laid out Braun Strowman.
That was awesome.
So unexpected. He really flatlined him. And then I like when Rhea did the belly to back to Charlotte and Charlotte landed on her face.
Is that when she broke her nose?
So good. So good. I love that shit, man. You know that's not exactly how that spot was supposed to go, but it couldn't have looked better.
Nah, yeah, that was great, man. And not that it was like an impressive spot, but I thought it was fucking great when Ray took off his belt and started beating Dominic.
What'd you say in the chat? Let the people know. Who should have won that match, Will?
Oh, Dominic should have. That was a disqualification right there.
DQ, baby. DQ. You can't. That's a foreign object.
Yep.
I do not hold that against my final score. That was a foreign object. He should have been disqualified.
You guys are crazy.
Bro, no, these refs were on one, bro. He sat there and watched Austin Theory bite John Cena's hand and did not disqualify him. Not even a hard warning either, man. I don't count either of those against my total score.
Nico, did you tell BC about the plan that we're coming up with, man? The GoFundMe?
I didn't, man.
Look, we got a GoFundMe going on. We're going to get a plane ticket for BC to go to Puerto Rico.
That's right.
For Backlash to beat shit out of Bad Bunny. We got you, bro.
Facts.
That's right.
This is the official Fuck Bad Bunny channel because Bad Bunny cost me, other than the last, like I can take losing the main event, but that match right there, I had Dominic all the way, man. That's
right, bro.
Listen, BC, what you need is a guy with a mustache like mine because we'll blend in with the culture real good. A mustache like mine, they'll definitely think I'm from around them parts, so I'll be more trustworthy.
Thanks. They're gonna be like, look, the Tapatio guy.
But
all right, so
it's the Pringles guy. What's up, Pringles guy?
All right, so we know another thing is that Nico is like really pissed at Sami Zayn.
Fuck Sami Zayn.
See?
He's a piece of shit. I don't know why anybody supports him. I don't know how he's a face at all. Honestly, he's a piece of shit. He is, man. I feel like the fans who look at Johnny as the protagonist in Karate Kid. Mm-hmm. He's not the antagonist, man. He is the Karate Kid. Ralph Macchio's a piece of shit. Daniel LaRusso, he's a piece of shit.
He was
Sami Zayn is a piece of shit, man.
Yeah.
You already low-blowed Kevin. You served him up on a platter. All you had to do was take a chair to his head one time, and you couldn't do it for the squad? You're a piece of shit. Piece of shit. All right, bet. He is, man. He's going to lose those fucking titles, and KO going to stab him in the back.
Maybe. I was saying the other day, I think they're going to lose him sooner than later, but then
they was going to lose him last night. Yeah.
I thought they might. I was like, what the man, last night. We'll talk about that here in a second.
Like, don't use the Street Profits for this bullshit. Don't use the fucking Viking Raiders or some fucking body like that. What are you using the Street Profits for?
I agree. All right, so what was the most disappointing thing about WrestleMania to you guys?
Fucking Bad Bunny.
Fuck Bad Bunny.
Time again. Fuck Bad Bunny, bro.
How about not Bad Bunny related? What was the most disappointing moment?
Most disappointing is Bray Wyatt being sick, not having the match with Lashley doing that bullshit, and them not utilizing LA Knight.
Was that supposed to be Bray on Raw last night, like the dark figure behind Bobby Lashley?
There was a dark figure behind Bobby Lashley?
Yeah, there was some kind of.
I'm like with the same boat as Nico. Like what?
I didn't even know.
After we're done, just watch Bobby Lashley's thing from last night. You'll see what I'm talking about.
Bet.
BC, you know what I'm talking about?
I did not catch that.
Okay. Yeah, there's like
all I heard was Bronson Reed say, "Easy there, Tiger," and I was like, "What the hell is this?"
It's Bobby Shadow.
Jesus.
For me, the most disappointing thing is
shut
that on night 2, and Ben alluded to this in the chat, we had to watch a replay of Seth Rollins' intro from night 1, but we couldn't get LA Knight for a couple minutes instead of that crap. Like, why did we have to relive his entrance?
Yep.
Well, it was because of the injury to Shane, right? That they had to drag out
I think so.
to fill time. But why couldn't you have done literally anything else other than that? Like,
bro, they could have
literally.
given LA Knight the mic and said, go out there for 3 minutes, talk some shit, and then come back. And
That's
he would have
right.
electrified the crowd.
That's right.
Or you could have saved the stupid bullshit, bogus Matt Riddle on Raw crap and just done it at WrestleMania instead.
Yeah, I mean, that's true too. I mean, just
for me, the most disappointing night of WrestleMania, or the moment of WrestleMania, is all hindsight. Like, knowing what I know now about the main event, I think the Usos losing the titles was not the right thing to do. Especially if you're going to continue this storyline and this bloodline and the relevancy and yada 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 yada, whatever. I picked the Usos to win the belts anyway. Because I think just giving them to Sammy, and because I agree with you, I think they're losing the belts pretty quickly. Because you're not going to hold up 2 potential main event guys to have the tag belts. They're not Triple H and Stone Cold, you know what I mean? They're not the 2-man power trip. So it's not like, they can hold this tag team together for long. So for me, it's all hindsight. Like, the Usos losing the belts was the most disappointing moment for me. But if I can't pick that, then I guess it has to be Cody losing. But
yeah. And now,
but I have a theory on that anyway. So
right.
The Usos fucking losing made absolutely no sense. That shit was so crazy, bro. No, they made Sammy survive some off the wall shit. That's all I'm saying. It would have been cool. It would have been cool if it was an actual back and forth tag team match and Sammy and KO won, but they made Sammy survive some off the wall shit.
Well, I think I mentioned it in the group chat how I didn't really. And I'm not just, I know you're just healing or whatever, but like, I didn't really care for the fact they hit him with each of them hit them with 3 super kicks and then 2 top rope splashes, and then like they hit him with legitimately like 5 or 6 finishing moves in a row. And it just wasn't. That wasn't for me. Like that style of booking is not for me.
Come on, man.
That thought popped into my head too when he kicked out of the 1D, because I'm like, I picked you to win, but I'm like, bro, at this point in the match, it's over.
It's over.
And then you broke. Not only did you break their streak, you broke their finisher too. The mystique of their finisher. Man. That's crazy.
Yes, man. And yet again, Sami Zayn is a piece of shit. Will,
why is he a piece of shit?
Top rope. He throws
Zach
the one
Morris
up.
Is crap.
Top rope throws the one up and hits the frog splash. He's a piece of shit.
All
right. He started that shit, bro. He's a piece of shit.
All right, Ben. You said you got a theory about Cody losing. After last night, we saw Brock beat the piss out of him. What's your theory?
My theory has nothing to do. My theory has nothing to do with that, actually. But so way back last year, when Roman was like pretty early on into his reign, like 300 days ago, 365 days ago. The theory was that we were going to get Roman versus The Rock at WrestleMania, right? That was kind of like the writing on the wall.
Yep.
Right.
So what if Cody was never planned to be at WrestleMania in the first place? What if Cody was the alternative to what they originally had planned? Like, I feel as though originally the plan was to have Roman versus The Rock, and there's no fucking way The Rock's winning that match and getting the belts. There's no one alive that would let that happen. So it was definitely going to be Roman continuing his reign as champion anyway. Mm-hmm. So what if the build with Cody was not for now, but for later? Because Cody was never, if he was never originally supposed to be in that spot to begin with, he was destined to lose as soon as he won the Rumble. Like, he knew what was going to happen as soon as he won the Rumble. And So I think that this, in hindsight, I was pretty pissed at first because it felt like good storytelling to let Cody win.
Mhm.
But if he wasn't ever supposed to be in that spot to begin with, he was never going to win the match. So the storytelling was for later anyway. And so I think that you had mentioned it. I think one of you guys had mentioned it that he's never really faced much adversity. I mean, the pec tear aside, he's never really faced much adversity up till this point.
Right.
And I think from here till SummerSlam will be kind of like the trials of Cody Rhodes. Like he'll have to beat Brock Lesnar and beat Solo Sikoa and make his way back to Roman to finish the story. Because I don't think it was ever meant for him in the first place.
So you think
I picked Cody. Yeah, I picked Cody, but I was also like, bro, other than the fans being on his side and him being over with the fans because of his return, he didn't really earn it yet. He didn't do enough. So that's why I also felt like it was for the future. Then I started thinking about it more and more once I started hearing more about the 1,000-day reign. Definitely gonna do that. That's a done deal. Might as well just start looking into whatever's going on after that because that's gonna happen. They mentioned it too many times.
That didn't really have anything, like, as far as I was thinking about it, that didn't really have anything to do with it for me. I just thought if he was gonna make it to WrestleMania and beat The Rock anyway, like, he was probably not gonna lose the title till SummerSlam anyway. You know what I mean? Like, that probably wasn't ever gonna happen in the first place. So the Brock thing I didn't see coming, and I honestly think it's a big mistake.
What Brock thing? What Brock thing?
Brock beating down Cody.
What do you mean you didn't see it coming?
Well, I mean, when they were announced as partners, I saw it coming, but like at the end of WrestleMania last night, I didn't think to myself, well, Brock Lesnar's going to beat the shit out of this guy tomorrow.
No, yeah, of course not. But as soon as they said that, you're the first one in the chat, like,
oh yeah, my mom was like, yo, that guy's going to beat up that poor boy with the blonde hair. She's like, he's going to get his ass kicked by Brock Lesnar. She's like, that's too bad. And my mom's like asking me who he is, and she's like, who's his dad? And I was like, Dusty Rhodes. She's like, Dusty Rhodes. I was like, yeah. She's like, but who's his dad? I was like, Mom, his dad is Dusty Rhodes and his brother's Goldust. She's like, wait a minute, what? That guy with the green hair? And I was like, Mom, he doesn't have green hair. He has blonde hair.
Yeah. Yeah. Fix the color on your TV, bro.
But yeah, she's like, he's gonna get his ass kicked. He's gonna get his ass kicked.
Saturation
Ben's at his mom's house with the magnets on the TV.
I'm not
fixed it for her.
I hope they have like something to explain, why he did beat up Cody. And I mean, like, him
they're
and
going
Roman
into a triple threat match, bro.
You think they're going into a triple threat?
Roman can't fight for the belt again as long as Roman.
Going into a triple threat match.
I thought about that, but Brock could if he wins Money in the Bank.
No, because there was something where he was never allowed to fight for the belt again as long as Roman was champion.
Right, that Paul put in there. But if he wins Money in the Bank, I mean, can they really stop him?
I think they're not going to do that, dude.
Oh, nobody liked when he won the chip before. He's not gonna do that.
Come on,
if they're not gonna do a triple threat, then this is just for Cody to feud with Brock and get a win over Brock, people can see that he's the man,
right?
And can get a win over Roman, and Roman just holds it for another pay-per-view or 2 pay-per-views.
And because Brock can say this fucking guy has been handed everything he's ever gotten since he walked back into the company.
Yep.
I've been here doing my thing.
Yep.
Like, whatever. Like, I beat his ass because he has to know he's not the boss around here. I'm the boss. I'm the big man.
If I can't get a shot at the title, nobody can.
Exactly. Yeah. And then Cody can beat him, whether it's at Backlash, because I don't know if Brock would go to Puerto Rico or not. I don't know if that's like Brock doesn't really like traveling a whole lot. So
y'all just understand, anybody who plans on coming for this title, I'm going to be there.
Right.
Anyone.
That makes no sense at all. I hope
mean?
They don't go with that.
Why?
I mean, you would think that Brock would want anybody to win the title if he wants a title shot. He should be out there fucking Roman Reigns up on his way to the ring so that Cody can beat him for the title, not beating up the challengers. beat the fuck out of Roman so he'll lose. That would be
Well,
the
Yeah, I
dumbest
guess you-
storyline
do you
ever.
see him
You got a
siding
point.
with
You have a
Roman? Do you
point.
see him doing it for Roman?
I hope not.
I see it. I see him doing it for his own. I see him doing it to be like, Cody thinks he's the man. I'm the fucking man. I've
Bro.
been here. I've been the champion. He hasn't done shit. I'm gonna beat his ass because he's a little mark ass trick or whatever. You know, like fuck Cody Rhodes.
Fuck that. I'm going old school WCW. You see Roman get run over in the parking lot before the match with Cody, and it ends up being Brock because he wanted to get a new title shot. There you go, man.
Is Paul pulling the strings here?
I don't know.
Paul pulling the strings? Does Paul have something to do with this? You saw Roman question him again, and Paul not say that I did not know.
Yeah, but did you see
He's
the little
usually out
bit
of town.
with? Did you see the little bit with the Usos there?
Yeah, he sent them
Where
home.
he's like, "Oh, I dealt with it, tribal chief." Like he sent him off. Like
Well,
I don't know. I just think it's gonna be Brock to set up for like, all right, Cody's gonna beat somebody. He's already beat Seth. Now he's gonna beat Brock. Like he's taking his steps towards Roman.
If you beat Brock,
right, but I hate that
if you
idea.
beat Brock, I mean, the people are behind you if you beat Brock, man. They're not gonna boo Cody for beating Brock.
Right.
I mean,
only
what
got-
else is there?
It's only gonna reheat him. It's only gonna reheat him.
Let's just say Roman can't fight for the belt. He's already beat
Brock.
KO a couple times. He's already beat Sammy. He's already beat Drew. He's already beat, I believe, Sheamus. He's beat Finn. He's beat Edge. Who's next? Who else is there? Who's left to fight him that you'd be like, okay, I want to watch this?
Yeah.
I mean, pretty much only if Orton comes back.
the big Kavorka LA Knight.
I mean, LA Knight would be cool, but they have to start building him now.
Has he done the Fiend?
He wrestled Bray when he was just regular old Roman with like the flak vest on or whatever, but it wasn't anything. It's not worth reheating, I don't think.
Yeah.
BC, you're frozen again, and with that view right there,
has he beat Bobby Lashley?
BC's on AOL dial up over here. He's connecting in a minute. He'll be with us shortly.
Has he beat Bobby Lashley?
Roman? He must have at some point, right?
Only I think like that multi-man match. Didn't they do like multi-man match or some shit like that?
Would you do Roman versus Edge again with the spear versus spear?
No, I kind of like the Bobby Lashley idea. I like the Bobby Lashley idea. I like Bobby Lashley versus Roman in the meantime, just to kind of like do something.
I don't think we see Roman again until SummerSlam.
Until SummerSlam? What the fuck?
God, I hope not.
No chance in hell. There's no chance in hell. There's too much storyline that has to be done.
They already said he's not going to be in London at Money in the Bank. They already announced that.
There's too much storyline that has to be done.
I mean, maybe he'll go to Saudi for King of the Ring, but I don't think
you don't think that he's going to be on live shows?
Oh, well, no, I meant in a pay-per-view. Sorry. I meant in a pay-per-view.
Ben's basically saying he doesn't think he'll wrestle.
Okay. Sorry, that's my bad. I don't think he'll be at a...
No action.
I think maybe he'll wrestle on SmackDown or Raw, but I don't think he'll wrestle in a pay-per-view because, like I said, the next one's in Puerto Rico, and then they're in Saudi Arabia, and then they're in London, and I just don't see him traveling for all three of those pay-per-views.
Yeah.
That's a lot of traveling for a guy who A, is their champion, and B, has had a compromised immune system in the past. There's a lot of traveling.
Yeah,
he will 100% be in Saudi Arabia.
You think so?
Saudi Arabia for sure.
I think he'll take this. I think he'll take this pay-per-view off, wrestle at Saudi, and then take off Money in the Bank.
I believe that 100%. One of my buddies in England. Actually, he's in Ireland, but he's going to. Is he in Ireland? No, he's in England. He's going to Money in the Bank. BC, where you at, bro?
But yeah, I thought that like they immediately announced almost as soon as they announced Money in the Bank that they said Roman wouldn't be there. Like that was a show that he wouldn't be at for whatever reason. That's like a 15-hour flight or some crazy shit. So
Yo, my homie just sent me a video of Mike Perry and Luke Rockhold face off. Mm-hmm. Mike Perry picked his nose and put the booger on Luke's jacket.
Did he really?
Yes. Like clear as day, picks his fucking nose and then wipes it on.
Yeah, they asked David Feldman about Francis Ngannou today, and David Feldman said Ngannou's asking for unrealistic amounts of money.
Mm.
That boy want them blood diamonds.
David Feldman said the longer that Francis is inactive, the more it hurts him and the less money he's worth.
Yeah. I mean, that kind of makes sense.
So what was your overall grade for the Raw after WrestleMania, fellas? Nothing happened at all, pretty much. It was a squash match, a tag match where the winners got a tag title shot, even though the winners of that match lost the tag match at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
So that didn't make a whole lot of sense. You say D minus?
Z minus, like what's the lowest letter grade you can possibly give?
Can't
it was
get any
so
lower
trash.
than that.
Give the niggas a Z.
What do you think, Will?
I think that it was really stupid. Like, I think maybe this is what you're saying, but it was really dumb that they would even do a number one contenders women's match the next night. You know what I mean? And like, they just did that 4-way tag. Why didn't Ronda and Shayna become number one contenders?
Facts.
At least say that shit was for something.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Yo, but it's like, why are you gonna get us so hyped up and amped that we're gonna get an hour with no commercial break? Send Triple H out there, tell us the WWE that we love is going nowhere, and then put Vince McMahon in the gorilla
and have a shitty show.
Rewrites, shitty show. Shit called on the fly. What the fuck are we doing?
I told Ben this. I knew something was wrong when I started watching, and Michael Cole goes, blah, blah, blah. Next month is WrestleMania Backlash. I'm like, what the fuck? They've been calling it just Backlash this year for a while. Now, all of a sudden, it's WrestleMania Backlash. I told Ben, I was like, something strange is going on. And then all of a sudden, we see today that Vince McMahon rewrote it. And I'm sure he was like, no, say WrestleMania Backlash, pal.
Yeah,
that's good shit.
That's crazy. I can honestly say that was one of the worst 3 hours of wrestling I've watched,
and I was so excited to watch it.
As far, yeah, exactly.
Outside of, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was soaking my feet in some Epsom salt, just chilling, eating some ice cream. Like, yo, Raw's gonna be ill tonight.
What a great visual!
Fucking tight, bro.
Yeah, he had the little fish in there eating the dead skin.
You wearing a bathrobe, homie?
Cigar jacket.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah. What the fuck?
He's on dial-up again. Tell him.
Nico, my boy BC, not only had the Hugh Hefner robe on, he also had like the Snoop Dogg hairnet on too, man.
Yeah.
Like, the shower cap.
I love it. Yeah, every day is a good hair day when you're BC. That's for damn sure.
Hell yeah.
I would say outside of the opening segment between Cody and Roman and the Austin Theory Rey Mysterio, it was a totally wasted show. So maybe 20 minutes out of 3 hours was worth watching.
Total garbage, and they burned the Street Profits. That was just fucking dumb, man.
They did the Street Profits fucking dirty, bro.
Yep.
Dirty.
Stupid.
What do you mean, having them lose their first title shot?
Bro, they just won that 4-way, which we said was fucking pointless, and now you make it really pointless because they go out there and lose.
Yep. And it wasn't like it was like this big competitive match. I think what BC said a while back is right, man. They need to just go ahead, go with MVP, let them be the new Hurt Business with them and Omos. And, bro, I think they should be heels.
That could be fire. I could see them as heels, too. Yeah.
Yeah.
They got to change up something. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. I don't know what he said. Right. He said, what was the point of them winning? And then, yeah, same shit. Yeah. Garbage, man. I would say the Raw gets a D from me. A good, strong D.
I would give it an X.
An X?
Yeah. Because it wasn't quite a Z, because there was a few decent, noteworthy things, but not many.
Yeah, I got you.
That shit was a thumbs fucking down, Will. You know it.
Oh,
bro.
I said it was a D.
That shit, flat out, bro.
It was a D.
as worse
What I
as
said.
it gets, bro. Post WrestleMania, that shit was god awful.
And they
He
still
gave him
didn't.
a strong
Doo-doo.
D. Not even a
Yeah.
regular D, a strong
They
D.
don't get the
Strong
pass,
D.
bro. They fail school.
I didn't get. Hey, I gave him a strong D. I thought like he said, I liked the stuff with Cody, like the promo. I liked the Rey Mysterio
Vince in
match.
a headset doing
Um,
rewrites and calling shots is a
Fuck
F.
him. Yeah. Fuck him. All right. Last thing I want to talk about real quick before we go. What's that, BC? BC's
No.
he's all over the place. All right, we can. Hey, look, you got service now. What'd you say, man?
Bro, I said Cody's sore for not beating up Solo.
Yeah, 100%. He should have just walked in the ring and started fucking Solo up.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know what BC's saying. All right. Let me ask you guys this one last question before we go. You think that this merger with the UFC and WWE is a good thing or a bad thing, Ben?
I honestly don't. I mean, other than Vince McMahon being back in charge, I don't think much is going to change. I really, really don't.
Okay. So you believe Triple H?
That's all I need to know to say that this is a bad thing.
Yeah.
If you're not going to do the sell and say Triple H is staying in charge at this position and Vince has no say over that, then you've completely fucked up.
I don't disagree. I just think like
purchased the product based off of what you're witnessing Triple H do, not Vince.
Right. I agree with that.
I think they're basing it off what Vince has done financially for the company.
Of course.
It's unfortunate, but I feel like they won't meddle too. I mean, I know I'm saying other than one major, massive, humongous thing that sucks giant dick, but I don't think they'll meddle too much. Like, Peacock's got a deal for a while. I think they'll switch it to ESPN Plus or whatever, but I don't think they'll start charging for pay-per-views, but I don't really know because I don't think wrestling fans will pay for it.
No.
So
that's not what you got, man. If your primary target is kids, then you need to keep it in that short change range.
I feel like people would be willing
more than $10.99 a month.
Yeah, you can't do that. I mean, AEW fans will pay for what they pay for, but that's like a diehard group of fans. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
baby, we gonna get these live streams popping. Fuck you talking about? Y'all start going crazy with that shit.
I have no idea what you're talking about, Nico. I am not sure.
I got all the Russian links. Holla at your boy.
I don't know anything that you were talking about. We here at Fight Gods don't know anything that he's talking about with links or anything.
We're all subscribed to Peacock.
That is right. We're on Peacock, and we subscribe to ESPN. Now. We subscribe to ESPN Network, and we all are good.
Now. And I'm Bare Knuckle TV.
And Showtime, we subscribe to Showtime so that we can watch Bellator. We are all subscribed.
Slide in my DMs.
Nico, take it to the house, bro. Before BC comes on here and starts roboting it again.
In and out.
It's no need to adjust your screen.
It's a fucking controversy.
It's not
me all the time.
Buffer, but you've been here live with TFG.
Oh, real quick. I won't be here next week. Are you guys going to be here next week to do the show?
I mean, I'm around.
All right. We may or may not have an episode next week.
TBD.
We'll let you guys know.
There's no need to adjust your screen. It's not Bruce Buff, but you've been here live with TFG for my man, Ben the Stash Doucette, Willie G, BC. It's your boy, that Ninja Nico, and we'll holler at y'all next week. Peace.